I think most people don't really want to celebrate when people lose their jobs. But however, being a radio show host in the East Coast, particularly New York City, is a little bit different because chances are you're going to bump heads with a few people, particularly artists, maybe their managers, and even fans. But on top of that, if you're a bit unapologetic and obnoxious about it, and I think this specifically applies to Ebro, there are going to be a lot of people coming out celebrating what looks like your demise. Okay, and what I'm talking about here is the end of an era. Hot 97 concludes Ebro in the morning. As you know, Hot 97 has Ebro in the morning to go, versus Power 105, The Breakfast Club. So those are kind of the two premier New York City, Tri-State, Connecticut, New Jersey, radio shows in the morning dealing with hip hop, R&B, and just pop culture type of stuff. So there you have it. Now, again, what I would say with Peter shows love to the underground to a certain extent. You know, he does the Cypher Sound stuff with the comedy stand-up. Laura is pretty chill. People kind of like her. Ebro's he's the more polarizing figure here. And I will say that if you think about the times where, for example, Lil Uzi Vert, there was that fiasco, like you're not gonna be a rock star. Then there's 50, tell them straight up, hey, you're the reason, you're trying to say that I'm the reason that New York City rap suffer. I think it's about you and the decisions that y'all make, that bumping heads there. Then you got Drake fans, obviously. I saw that too, that really aren't fine because, Ebro said stuff like you're a sickness, etc. Where do they go from, etc.? Where do they go from here? I think me personally, I believe Hot 97 was bought out by a new company. And like a lot of things in America nowadays, motherfuckers buying shit, they changing it up. Radio to me, I told y'all, is archaic. I've always told y'all, to me, it's one of those things that is dying, but it's probably always going to exist in some way, form, or fashion. Similar to television, newspaper, dying, but always going to exist. But for people like this, especially Ebro, you got strong opinions. I would know, right? You got to find a way all the time to sort of have independent avenues that work for you. Now, I do know Ebro has a relationship with Apple there, so I think a lot of y'all, you might be celebrating a bit too early, so he'll be fine. But you got to be able to do things all over the algorithm that you control. And these guys and gal have been in here and been doing this longer than I have, so I think they should know this, right? And that's why you see people like Vlad act, you're like, hey, because they've been telling them, like, yo, you got to get out of this machine. You got to get out of this system and control your own destiny. And I think you'll see their pivot going to be closer to Charlamagne and God. Like, if you look at Charlamagne and God right now on Power 105, he's got a little bit more leverage, compared to, these three, right? Ebro's kind of got a head start, but Charlamagne's everywhere. All right, he's everywhere. He's building his own brand. So that's what's going on. But is this better for New York hip hop? I don't know. Is this better for East Coast hip hop? I don't know. You had DJ Enough saying he got pushed out and they changed flex time. So there's a lot of stuff going on Hot 97. But yeah, for really speaking, the Wicked Witch is dead.